Good Friday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, we made it to the end of another week. Hope you all had a great one. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Friday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, being part of my conversation with the one and only Tito Jackson. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Friday headlines. In Mississippi news, Delta variant sweeping over Mississippi like a tsunami, Dobbs said on Thursday. The number of COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations in Mississippi show no indication of leveling off or decreasing anytime soon, the state health officer said on Thursday. The Mississippi State Department of Health reported 3,164 new COVID-19 cases and 16 additional deaths on Thursday. We're seeing a phenomenal increase in daily reported cases of COVID, and this is entirely attributable to the Delta variant, which is sweeping over Mississippi like a tsunami, said State Health Officer Dr. Thomas Dobbs. Dobbs said the ICUs in Mississippi hospitals are full, and the number of new COVID-19 patients is averaging 144 a day, with 178 new hospitalizations on Wednesday. As of Thursday morning, there were 1,147 COVID-19 patients in Mississippi hospitals. Dobbs said hospitals are already overburdened and overfilled to the point where some are using emergency rooms as intensive care units, which causes its own problems, Dobbs said. The vast majority, 97% of new cases, are people who are not vaccinated. Like we've been saying for a long time, it's inevitable that eventually almost everyone is either going to get the vaccine or get COVID. The good thing is that if you get the vaccine, you protect yourself and your family. But if you get COVID, not only do you get COVID, but you're going to share it with maybe 8 or so of your close friends, family, and colleagues, Dobbs said on Thursday. Health leaders said the Delta variant is spreading through unvaccinated people under 50 and is beginning to spill over to people who are vaccinated but vulnerable, like the elderly and those with underlying health conditions. In a related story, there are only so many beds. COVID-19 surge hits hospitals nationwide. Florida hospitals slammed with COVID-19 patients are suspending elective surgeries and putting beds in conference rooms, an auditorium, and a cafeteria. In Georgia, medical centers are turning people away for lack of space, and a Louisiana hospital had to postpone an organ transplant. The number of people now in the hospital in the U.S. with the virus has more than tripled over the past month, from an average of roughly 12,000 to almost 43,000, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In more national news, U.S. to probe Phoenix police over excessive force allegations. The Justice Department is launching a widespread probe into the police force in Phoenix to examine whether officers have been using excessive force and abusing people experiencing homelessness. The investigation into the city of Phoenix and the Phoenix Police Department is the third sweeping civil investigation into a law enforcement agency brought by the Justice Department in the Biden administration, and comes as the department has worked to shift its priorities to focus on policing and civil rights. Part of the investigation also examines whether police officers have been violating the rights of people who are experiencing homelessness by seizing and disposing of their belongings in a manner that violates the Constitution, Garland said. In more national news, lawmakers give Cuomo deadline in impeachment probe. State lawmakers told Governor Andrew Cuomo on Thursday that their ongoing impeachment investigation is almost done and gave him a deadline of August the 13th to provide additional evidence. Since March, the Assembly's Judiciary Committee has been investigating whether there are grounds to impeach the governor over sexual harassment allegations, misleading the public about COVID-19 outbreaks, and using state resources and staff for its $5 million book deal. In a letter sent Thursday, the law firm leading the investigation, Davis, Polk, and Hardwell, reminded Cuomo's legal team that it has subpoenaed certain documents and expects full compliance from the governor, but that his time to respond was almost up. In business news, U.S. jobless claims down 14,000 to 385,000 as economy rebounds. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits fell last week by 14,000 to 385,000, more evidence that the economy and the job market are rebounding briskly from the coronavirus recession. The Labor Department reported on Thursday that unemployment claims, a proxy for layoffs, dropped last week from a revised 399,000 the week before. The applications have more or less fallen steadily since topping 900,000 in early January. And finally, in business news, Fenty's fortune, Rihanna is now officially a billionaire. When Robin Fenty, known to the world as Rihanna, launched Fenty Beauty in 2017, she sought to create a cosmetic company that made women everywhere feel included. A perhaps unintended consequence, the beauty line has helped her enter one of the world's most exclusive ranks, billionaire. Rihanna is now worth $1.7 billion, Forbes now estimates, making her the wealthiest female musician in the world and second only to Oprah Winfrey as the richest female entertainer. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Follow your intuition, your knowings. Your knowings are your connection with God, the universe. These intuitions or knowings will lead you to a fulfilling life experience. There will be times when you intuitively think about a friend. Then out of the blue they call you, or your knowings will tell you a friend needs help. Follow this inner voice, as this is consciousness, your higher power, God, the universe, speaking to you. Honor your intuitions and knowings to have an incredible life journey. Life is not happening to you. You are making choices to affect the outcome of all your life situations. Today, know your life is coming together exactly as God has planned. And remember, enjoy the day.
The one and only Tito Jackson is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight, right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Recording artist Tito Jackson joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about his brand new album out today, Under Your Spell. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Said we are really excited here in Mississippi about this new project, especially the single Love One Another. You are our Artist of the Week this week. I'm Mr. Jackson here on WYAD, and we're glad to have Mississippi's own Bobby Rush featured on that single. I mean, what has it been like for you to see the way that people have been responding to Love One Another?
Well, it's been great to see the fan base and others enjoyed the song, and more so even the message in the song that I adore. Because the message of the song is stronger than the song itself, and it's basically telling the world to walk together, trust each other, and love each other. So I think that's a very, very strong message for the world, especially in today's society.
Such a great thing. And I should say, too, for our radio audience, Mississippians should feel very proud about this entire album. We have two Mississippians actually on Under Your Spell with Tito Jackson. I mentioned Bobby Rush, but also Grady Champion, also a friend of this broadcast. What was that like for you? Because I mentioned you have your brother Marlon that's also on the project with you as well, Mr. Jackson. But what was it like for you to kind of bring these different artists together on this?
Well, you run across artists different times in your life, and you say to yourself, hey, let's do something together one day, but that one day never comes. So when you run across them again, you remind them that you're supposed to do something together. But as far as Love One Another and Bobby Rush, actually the song was written for only myself to sing the complete song. But after really paying attention to the song, it sounded so universal. I said others and other fan bases need to be a part of this. The celebrity much stronger and longer reach.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We're back to you guys on Monday with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host Cyrus Webb saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.